Is it just us, or has 2024 especially been a terrible year of officiating?
Wow. Too many games end this way. You miss calls, the whole thing, so frustrating to the fans.
If you love controversy in football, the Zebras certainly did not disappoint you. So with that, how about we dive into the 30 worst officiating calls from the 2024 NFL season. Byron Young's blatant face mask on Sam Darnold. The thrilling Los Angeles Rams-Minnesota Vikings Week 8 game was overshadowed by a horrendous no call by the refs that allowed Sean McVay's group to seal the deal. But somehow, the officials missed the most clear-as-day face mask penalty infraction that you will ever see against Young. Brian Cook is allowed to bear hug Kyle Pitts. Let's just say that the NFL officials didn't do a very good job in shutting down the notion that they favor the Kansas City Chiefs. The Chiefs barely avoided an upset at the hands of Kirk Cousins' Atlanta Falcons on Sunday Night Football in Week 3. A key reason as to why? Well, Brian Cook got away with a blatant bear hug and defensive pass interference on Kyle Pitts late in the fourth quarter. Clean sack on Aaron Rodgers is a penalty. There was a time where it was okay to cleanly sack a quarterback. As long as it was a routine tackle without contact on the quarterback's head, the refs wouldn't dare throw a penalty for a QB takedown. But we are well past those days now, as evidenced by this instance where A.J. Epinenzo was flagged for roughing the passer on Aaron Rodgers in the New York Jets-Buffalo Bills Week 6 game. Holding on Cooper DeJean. How? You know the officials really messed up when former referee Walt Anderson publicly acknowledges a mistake from the Zebras. But such was the case when Philadelphia Eagles rookie cornerback Cooper DeJean was flagged for defensive holding when he barely touched Washington Commanders receiver Noah Brown. Bills get a 41-second play clock? Alright, pay close attention to the play clock here. Extra second on the clock leading to a game-changing James Cook rushing score instead of a 5-yard penalty? That play changed the tide of the game, with the Bills outscoring New England 24-7 after giving up the first 14 points. The result could have been way different if the refs remembered the whole 40-second play clock thing. Just saying. Houston, we've got an officiating problem. The Houston Texans Kansas City Chiefs Week 16 game did not exactly live up to the hype, and, well, you can largely thank the officials for that. Just when it looked like the Texans strip-sacked Patrick Mahomes and took it to the end zone for 6, the refs ruled it an incomplete forward pass and threw a flag for roughing the passer. At this rate, the NFL may one day fully ban contact by defensive players. Clean blocking is now holding? Offensive holding happens on practically every play, but in this case involving Daniel Falele of the Baltimore Ravens, a totally clean block with no holding infraction whatsoever was enough to take a Lamar Jackson rushing TD off the board against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Brenton Cox Jr.'s roughing the passer penalty. We know the Green Bay Packers beat the New Orleans Saints 34-0 in Week 16, but man, that does not excuse one of the worst roughing the passer penalties of the entire year. Brenton Cox Jr. was penalized for roughing the passer on rookie quarterback Spencer Rattler in a call so bizarre that even Troy Aikman and rules analyst Russell York refused to bite their tongues.
I don't know about that one.
I agree with you, Troy. I don't think that's very late at all. I thought that was okay.
That's pretty weak.
DJ Reed's elite coverage equals defensive PI. Guarding Vikings wide receiver Justin Jefferson is difficult enough to begin with, but when perfectly clean coverage on him results in a defensive pass interference call, what exactly does the league want its defenders to do? Bengals penalized from Steelers neutral zone infraction? The Bengals were facing a pivotal 4th and 1 situation at their own 39-yard line in the second quarter against the Steelers. Since he lined up to go for it, but the officials flagged guard Alex Kappa for false start. But take a closer look. It is clear the Steelers should have been flagged for neutral zone infraction. That actually should have given Cincy a first down. Caleb Williams' face mask goes uncalled. Count on the refs to not bother calling the Vikings for an obvious face mask on Caleb Williams during the Week 15 Monday night clash between the two bitter NFC North rivals. Oh, just another reminder that nothing really went right for the Bears in Williams' rookie year. Harrison Smith's clean block equals illegal block. Not to be Captain Obvious here, but an illegal block below the waist has to be, well, below the waist. Josh Allen's flop draws a flag. Bills quarterback Josh Allen has drawn a bit of a reputation for being a flopper. Regardless of how you feel about it, there is no denying that the refs were foolish in falling for this flop that drew an unnecessary roughness penalty against Quinnen Williams of the Jets. Brian Cook stays, Trent Williams goes. Chief safety Brian Cook delivered a punch to 49ers offensive tackle Trent Williams as he was getting up. The All-Pro offensive tackle retaliated by slugging Cook back, and yet only Williams Williams got ejected. Kirk Cousins makes his case for flag football. Before his benching, Cousins provided Atlanta with 18 touchdowns and a league-high 16 interceptions. On the bright side, he sold this hit from Robert Spillane enough to draw a roughing the passer penalty. Heartbreaking call cost Chargers versus Cardinals. Kyler Murray's sideline pass to Marvin Harrison Jr. fell incomplete, but the refs penalized Chargers rookie Cam Hart for unnecessary roughness when he was really just making a play on the ball. That awful call allowed Arizona to drive downfield for the game-winning field goal. Xavier Woods avoids ejection for vicious head hit. We thought that part of cracking down on cheap shot hits meant ejecting players when they committed such an offense. Well, not for Xavier Woods with his vicious hit on Saints wide receiver Chris Olave. Early whistle costs George Pickins. This was an awfully early whistle on Pittsburgh wideout George Pickins after a catch that prevented a potential game-changing play. Oh, why must the refs always be so eager to blow that dang whistle? Roughing the kicker does not apply to Steelers. Not only did the Steelers get away with an obvious roughing the kicker infraction on New York Giants punter Matt Hack, but the no call allowed Calvin Austin's game-changing 73-yard punt return TD to hold up. Talk about going too far with the let them play mentality. Kyler Gordon's phantom horse collar tackle penalty. Remember what we said about nothing going right for the Bears this year? Well, case in point, the atrocious horse collar call against Kyler Gordon for making a clean tackle on Jahmyr Gibbs in the Lions-Bears Thanksgiving game. George Pickens' legal push-off. Hey, why rely entirely on your all-world athleticism when the refs will ignore blatant calls on you? Take, for instance, Pickens pushing off Kyle Hamilton to draw separation and make a catch for an easy first down. Adam Thielen's TD is incomplete. If you're new to the NFL and wonder why there is so much outrage and confusion over the catch debate, may we present to you this Adam Thielen touchdown that was ruled incomplete in a crushing overtime loss against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Vikings get 3 on Packers' phantom offside call. The Vikings defeated the arch-rival Packers 27-25 in Week 17 to secure a rare season series sweep. Take Will Reichard's 50-yard field goal to close out the half, however, and you probably have a different result. Initially, Reichard missed a 55-yarder that would have kept Minnie's lead at 10-3 going into the half. However, Edgerrin Cooper was issued a phantom offside penalty, allowing Reichard to make good on his second chance. Does someone want to play referee here and tell us how exactly this was offside? Just an ignored face mask call against KC. We know the Bills defeated Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs 30-21 in their thrilling Week 11 showdown, but still, we can't just give the refs a pass since their pathetic miscue didn't affect the outcome of the game. Play good coverage, get a flag. Now, we could be wrong here, but I'm pretty sure a little contact, getting your head around, and a pass being totally uncatchable don't count as pass interference. How to stop Devontae Smith? Well, rely on the refs. If you're Cowboys rookie Maris Lufau, here's how you can stop Smith. Deliver an illegal block in the back and hope the refs don't call it. I mean, it worked for him on this play. This play actually injured Smith and took him out of the game, so thanks to the refs for missing the obvious defensive penalty. Hey refs, this is roughing the passer. Raiders quarterback Aiden O'Connell took an unnecessary hit from Bucs defensive end Kalijah Cansey that knocked him out of the game. Notice how Cansey hit O'Connell like 10 years after he threw the ball? This is roughing the passer part 2. If there is one NFL quarterback that needs a little special treatment, I think it's Miami Dolphins signal caller Tua Tagovailoa. If someone could tell us how this isn't roughing the passer on Rashawn Gary for a vicious cheap shot on Tua Tagovailoa, then what is? Mysterious clock stoppage in NOLA. Yes, the Commanders wound up defeating the Saints at the Caesars Superdome in Week 15 anyway, but this is still one of the most inexcusable clock operating mishaps that we've ever seen. Trailing by a touchdown with 17 ticks remaining, Spencer Rattler hit Foster Moreau for a 7-yard gain to convert on 4th down. He was tackled with 11 seconds left and no timeouts, but the clock operator inexplicably gave the Saints 3 extra seconds. Here, watch this entire mishap unfold. Those bonus 3 seconds allowed the Saints to spike the ball for one more play. Rattler hit Moreau for the TD, but the Saints' 2-point conversion attempt for the win fell incomplete and saved the officials from further scrutiny. Ravens beat Bengals with 2 no calls. The Bengals-Ravens Week 10 Thursday nighter certainly lived up to the hype. Rather than play for the tie, Bengals head coach Zach Taylor called for a 2-point conversion attempt that fell incomplete. And when we say incomplete, We mean the refs missed 2 obvious penalties on Baltimore. Well, that's one way to decide a Game of the Year candidate like this one.
Watch Gesicki, who he didn't look to. That's defensive holding right there that they should have called.
But hey, what other horrible officiating calls from the 2024 NFL season should we have included on our list? Were there any notable examples we may have missed? Let us know in the comments section below. If you like this video and learned a thing or two, then clicking the like button helps us out a ton. And you know, we really appreciate it. If this is your first time coming around to TPS though, then subscribing is a great idea, because we put out videos like this every single day. But as always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.